week. Now we're gonna jump into around the leagues, where we talk about NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, any of the sports, but it's usually the top three. So right out the gate, the NFL drops the schedule. Any games that you're like crazy about? I put the Bucks play the Bills. I mean the Pats. Is that going to be a game that everybody's going to want to watch?
That's week 4, if I'm not mistaken, right? Do you think it was
I
something like
believe
that?
so.
I think it's gonna be an interesting year. I think it's like they were saying, Baker Mayfield versus Patrick Mahomes week 1. I feel bad because the Browns, they're trying to get on the right track, but they haven't won game 1 in 17 years, an opening
What
day
the
game
fuck?
in 17
Wow.
years. So it's like you're getting right back into some fuckboy shit right away. Like your team got 9 new starters on defense. You're about to find your way, and Patrick Mahomes is undefeated in his whole career in the month of September. So like, fuck, you want to start off on the right foot. Um, anything with Tom Brady, I hope he runs it again. I want my Giants to win, but if not, Tom Brady, I want to keep seeing greatness. I want to see homeboy talking about he wants to play till 50. So yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited about that.
I'm excited too. I kind of PO'd that they send the Jets to London. That's gonna be Atlanta, New York. I don't understand why are we still doing the whole London experience.
Is it at London? I mean, is it an Atlanta game or is it a New York game?
The at an Atlanta game.
Okay, so they signed off on it, the Falcons.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Because it was,
Like,
but because if you repeat this, right, it
I'm
was
a top.
always the Jags, but now they got Trevor Lawrence, so they don't want that money to go over there. They want the money to stay here, and they're gonna, since Florida's like, fuck you, we leaving everything open. You're gonna get all the money here. If you want to come see Trevor Lawrence, you're gonna have to come to Jacksonville and come see Trevor Lawrence play here. So that's a little.
That's pretty smart. That's
Yeah.
pretty smart. Have
And
you seen anything about? Oh, go ahead, finish up, and I'll ask you next.
I just think that the Falcons are just gonna have. I think Matt Ryan might be the quarterback to take off the board this year if NFL fantasy. I think they're gonna score 30, 40 points a game because they're gonna have no defense.
That's a fair point of view, especially now with them getting one of the best tight ends in the last few draft. Hopefully Julio could be regenerated by that. My favorite guy on the whole planet is Calvin Ridley. So they're gonna be tossing it. I still think that you need a run game in the NFL. So I don't know how much that's gonna be working. So, but we'll see how it all trends out for them. Have you seen anything on? Have you seen any footage on homeboy from New York? The BYU kid Zach Wilson, because he's looking fresh, and we got a whole bunch of good players, bro. They're going crazy. I'm geeking out on my guys right now. Just looking good.
I'll wait till preseason. We're gonna see when game speed. We're gonna see an actual situation. Social media will make anybody look good. Like Tim Tebow looked good on in games, social media. So like anybody's gonna look good. If I'm a fan of anything New York, so if New York sports teams are thriving, New York is thriving. I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Yankees fan. But if the Knicks are in it now, if the Jets could, do something in the AFC and the Giants could do something in the NFC, that'd be fucking dope. Have a, New York Super Bowl. I don't think it's ever been done. That'd be something fire. So if the kid pans out and everybody's saying that he has something special, I hope so. But it's everything. We'll see. You see how you get punched in the mouth.
The paper always looks good, right? Like you fucking put the paper and you're like, this fucking team is gonna win. Speaking about the paper, right? I even put this in our thing. I already know the answer that you're gonna give, but who on paper you think is the best team in the NFL going into the season?
We got the Chiefs for sure, and then the Bucks.
Right? Those are the top two.
For sure. It's
a no-brainer almost.
Yeah, I think it might be even a repeat, barring any injuries again. It might be
same Super Bowl again. You saying?
It might be a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Wow, that would be sick.
Just because they rejuvenized the Kansas City's O line. They did
that was fantastic.
They did a fantastic job. I just felt like it was fucked up because they took a guy who needs a left tackle in Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
and then they gave it to Patrick Mahomes. So
But they still got him another left tackle. They just got him rookie left tackle, which might not be good.
that's what I'm saying. So like you have a proven left tackle for your quarterback who you're about to give X and Y and Z money to.
I'm telling you right now, they're not going to sign Lamar Jackson.
You don't think so?
Nope. Why would you do that? Why would you take away the best left tackle on the planet? Like, if this is the best guy to hold this dude down, why would you give him away? Aren't we trying to build upon this? Listen, all these guys, they won't admit it, right? Bucky Brooks, Mel Kiper, all of these other analysts, even my favorite, I don't know why, the Herd, they got contacts in the NFL. You don't think the NFL guys are talking to them and like, yo, probably moving off of Lamar. Yeah, here, run this story.
Probably.
Right? And to me, the kiss of death in the NFL is when they say they're gonna do something. So when they be like, yo, this is my guy, you're done. And they already said they're gonna pick up Lamar's fifth year option. They're not going to. And
no,
like you said,
well, they are. They're all gonna do it, but I don't think they're gonna give him the extension.
Right. He's not gonna get 25 minutes. He's not gonna get a Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson contract. That's
and,
not.
And that's gonna be the tough part. I guarantee you they franchise him twice.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're gonna franchise him twice.
It's an interesting situation, also on a conversational standpoint, because if you basically don't feed homeboy, he's gonna have to ball the fuck out just like Kirk Cousins did. Because Kirk Cousins 2 franchise years, he was fucking killing on a shitty ass team, and Lamar. I mean, I hate to say it, but if he obviously they didn't get him no weapons, he got no wide receivers out of this draft. He got
they got one. They got the kid Bateman from is it Minnesota or some shit?
Yeah, who cares, bro? Go get me somebody that was in the top 5, and then we'll talk. Anyways, let's move on. Okay, this one you're gonna love this one, bro. So did you see the story? Because you brought it up, and then I digged a little deeper. So you were telling me on how the Bills were now making the stadium that you had to have COVID to get into the building, and then they were forcing the players if you didn't get the restriction, if you didn't get the vaccine, you couldn't play. Cole Beasley goes bananas on social, saying like all this shit is a joke. The contract tracing shit is a joke, and specifically speaking to contract tracing, when he was like, "Bro, I could have been next to a dude for an hour, and now all of a sudden I can't play the game because I was next to him," and then he might have had a false negative. So like, I just wanted to get some of your thoughts on how the sports are handling this, because I feel like KD was a victim of this too earlier in the season.
I feel like I've been on the right side of this since I've gotten enough information dating back last year, May, June, July, where all the data was coming in and the world was actually working together to put data together. It's a fucking joke. I think it's a fucking joke that you have on the NBA. You got fucking guys spread out from each other. These elite class, world class athletes who would beat the flu, beat the common cold, would beat COVID, which it showed all of last year or whenever an athlete got it, he's right to be upset. Like, how the fuck you got the balls to come out and say, as the Bills GM say, that if you're not vaccinated, that can mess with your eligibility to be on a roster? What kind of fucked up shit is that? I wouldn't want to play for that organization. If you're going to tell me that something that's 99.9% survival rate, and you're going to tell me that is going to predetermine that I have to get a shot, and especially like a young guy, a young kid, we don't know the ramifications of this vaccine yet. We don't know if 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, if you're going to get a lung cancer or pancreatic, something with your pancreas, or something, a back issue with the people who taking the COVID vaccine. We don't know yet. And to say that you're going to force these guys, hey, listen, if you don't take the vaccine, you're going to be out on your dream. What are you going to do with a 20-year-old, coming into the league? A 21-year-old. Because I guarantee you, if Tom Brady says, "Suck my dick, I'm not taking the vaccine," guess what? Tom Brady's not taking the fucking vaccine. Now, what are you going to do in the Bills if you have Josh Allen says, "I'm not taking the vaccine," and Stephon Diggs says, "I am taking the vaccine"? So, like, what is it? Now, what if you have a fringe player who's a project, who's showing glimpses of being good? Now, I'm not getting the vaccine. All right, now you're out. I'm cutting you because you want to get somebody who's going to take the vaccine. It's like, how are you going to let something like this dictate what you're doing?
In the NBA, is it mandatory to have the vaccine?
No.
All those guys are not vaccinated.
No. But again, I always say is
No,
it's
I get it. I'm just saying, like, because
it,
now who knows if they try to bring this into the game because they were trying to fucking get us vaccinated to have a passport, and now they're doing air like you can't watch a San Francisco Giants game unless you're vaccinated, right? You have the Miami Heat making vaccinated sections. Now the NFL is going to come in and let's say the Buffalo Bills lead on this front and say, well, if you're not vaccinated, you can't even come in the building, and then now if you're not vaccinated, you can't play for us, right? Like that's crazy on how that whole thing just went bananas in that front in less than a year.
because it's like, how are you not? You're a $1 billion machine. Each franchise is its own $1 billion machine. The NFL is its own $1 billion machine. Why are we not just being honest with the fucking information? Say, hey guys, listen. If you don't get the vaccine, you're cool. If you get the vaccine, here are the numbers with the vaccine of what we got right now. Here's how many people get it. Here's a survival rate if you get COVID. Here's what happens when you do get COVID. Lay all these things out and let people just make the decision for them. Stop forcing fucking people to do something just to be in it. And like right now, people still don't even know this. The vaccine is not FDA approved. I will say that again. The vaccine is not FDA approved. If you're at a company or if you're at a job location, they cannot force you to get a vaccine. It is illegal for them to force you to take a vaccine. Even if they can encourage it to get the vaccine, but it's not mandatory. So when all these guys come out and say a company says, yo, you have to get a vaccine, tell them bullshit, and you can sue them for trying to force you to get the vaccine. Now with Cole Beasley, he's right. What if there was a vaccine or something that he was allergic to something in it, and you can't play because you have to be forced to do it. So now you got borderline veterans already get cut, period, and get cut to save money. Now what if a veteran says, I'm not getting the vaccine? You're gonna cut the veteran? You're gonna cut these young guys coming up? So I don't know, man. The NBA, they pissed me off too. The MLB is corny too. You're outdoors. Why the fuck are people wearing masks? You're outdoors. You got people playing shortstop with masks on. That's fucking lunacy. And people like, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
I'm with you. It is a little strange. I like getting you hot and crazy. We're gonna temper it down because I want to get a couple more things in here before we dip out. So LBJ supposedly, according to the NBA.com, might make it back for Saturday. If he makes it for Saturday's game, can he save the LA Lakers?
He just needs to be 100% for the playoffs. They're in the playoffs, so he just needs to worry about that.
Okay. He shouldn't be rushing.
Yeah, I don't think. I find it weird the injury that he got, the way how he got the injury. But if he says he's hurt, he's hurt.
You think he's just taking time off?
Maybe.
Why you find it weird then? Because you don't think the injury that he got would have been so severe?
Because looking at how he got the injury, it didn't look that bad.
Was it a non-contact injury?
No, like somebody fell on his foot, but it wasn't like it didn't turn like that. Like his ankle didn't turn. So it was like it's weird. Like if you see the video, you're like, he got hurt off that.
Gotcha.
So it's a little fishy. But who knows? Listen, he deserves, if he wants to play half the season, he deserves it. He's like, yo, I'll meet you guys in February. I'm pulling up February. Just make sure you keep this shit 500. When I pull up, I'm gonna say we're gonna be in the playoffs. Then we'll take off from there. I think he's deserved that. He's earned that right. Going at 8 straight finals. Carrying bum guys. You deserve whatever time you want to take off.
That's why again it's surprising to me. Bring it back to homeboy that he was left off the all-time list. Like nobody's played with lesser teams than LeBron.
But interesting stat here. Peep this.
Tell me.
The top 10 NBA champion teams with the least help was Michael Jordan with his three-peat. He had the least supporting cast where they scored only like 42 points a game. His supporting cast. So when they be like, oh, Jordan or LeBron didn't have that much help, blah, 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 blah. Jordan did it. He won 3 chips, and all of them only averaged, his entire team averaged like 45 points in the finals. his supporting cast. So Crimea River,
But could that have been the homeboy's a ball hog?
that could be that too, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
He still had a supporting cast that didn't
Okay.
average that many points.
Okay, that's fair. All right. This weekend, AD goes off. Why? Question A is why he's not playing like this all the time, and question B is if he played like this, would they not be as worried? Because I feel like he flips the switch every now and then. Sometimes he plays amazing, and then most of the time he doesn't play amazing.
I think it's just a weird year. I think remember they only had a month and a half, 2 months off.
Yeah, right. Which was stupid on the NBA's
For the
department.
Lakers because they won the chip. Lakers and Heat. So who knows? Maybe he partied a little too hard. For that month, and then it was like, what? Listen, I got LeBron. We're gonna be in the playoffs, and once the playoffs comes around, I'll turn up. So who knows if he has that mentality?
That's true. That's true. I mean,
Rolling
especially
into
he's a beast too. He could turn it up too, right? If fucking LeBron comes back and he comes back and they both score 40 each, it's game over.
But he's always been the type of guy who's always got little knick-knack injuries.
I'm not impressed. I have not been
Anyway.
impressed with. I thought it was great coming out of college, but do you think he's lived up to his hype?
He's a great player, but he's not like a once in a generational talent dude.
All right, I got you. Okay, another thing. Jeannie Buss keeps Jerry West off her whole all-time Laker list. He was sad. Should he have been sad, or does he not make the cut on the all-time Lakers? Because what? Kareem, Magic. I didn't look at the list, but I would just guess. Kareem, Magic, Kobe. You put Shaq at 4? In no specific order.
Yeah.
Shaq a great Laker, right?
Yeah.
OBJ. That's it. Who else would? Jerry West is 6, if anything, right?
Yeah. I guess he's just talking it from a sense of the relationship he had with her.
I get all of that.
I'm pretty sure.
If he's saying, I know how he's looking at it, but if we looked at it from a different lens and said all-time Lakers, did I miss anybody at 5?
Well, I wouldn't say LBJ because LBJ's only been his 3rd year now. He won one chip
So
with the Lakers.
If you take him off, who would you put instead?
You could put Wilt Chamberlain.
Right. Okay. After Will, who else could you put on?
You have Jerry West. You leave there, and the list gets short after that. Michael Thompson, maybe. Yeah, it gets.
Ori. Ori. Gary Payton. No.
No, shot. They didn't win nothing.
I know. So then West kind of is right then.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think it's.
If you take off Shaq, because Shaq was everywhere, it'd be like Wilt, Magic, Lou Alcindor,
Kobe,
and Jerry.
Yeah, again, also he's been an architect of championships
and massive teams, bro.
So
he's a fucking logo.
So he's a logo. He's the one who
put together Golden State. He
put together the Lakers early. He got Shaq. He traded for Kobe. Golden State, and people don't notice this either. He had a stint in Phoenix, and the stint in Phoenix, he put a team together, and they had Goran Dragic and no. It was the Phoenix Suns. It was probably 9 years ago. They had Eric Bledsoe and Goran Dragic. They were called the Slash Brothers. And that team didn't make the playoffs because everybody in the West that year had 50 wins and up, 1 through 11, and they didn't make the playoffs. But he was the architect behind that, and then that following year they made the playoffs, and they were ascending, and then for whatever reason that fell apart. But then you got Golden State. Now he's with the Clippers. Again, who knows if she was just being petty, in a sense of what fallout he had probably with the organization, and where he's with the Clippers now too. So who knows if she's being petty?
Well. Yeah. Okay. All right. This is huge because I have no idea why this didn't break the internet. Mark Lowry and A-Rod buy the Timberwolves.
Yep, I saw that. I thought that was fucking insane.
That's fucking bananas.
Big props to my man A-Rod.
Seriously, and I'm not even a fan like that because it's kind of douchey. I was listening to this thing on I was gonna say Dan Balzerian, but it's not Dan Balzerian. What's the Miami reporter? Dan Lebitard. Dan Lebitard had a Marlins executive on talking mad shit. It was super dope on Lebitard's podcast, and he said A-Rod and Jeter were both trying to buy the Marlins. And so now I find it interesting that A-Rod goes to basketball, which is crazy. I wonder how much money, if it's just them two, or is it like a Jay-Z thing?
I'm pretty sure.
Like, you think it's like he only owns a percentage?
I think it's his group, the A-Rod court probably bought a percentage. Bought the whole team, and then like I'm pretty sure it's a group. Like,
Because Mark Lowry isn't Mark Lowry the owner of the Philadelphia Eagles?
yeah, but it's not him
No, I
though.
mean,
Is it? Jeffrey
no,
Lurie is the
Jeffrey Lurie, right? So this is Mark Lore. All
Yeah.
right, so
is his business
that's
partner.
crazy. That's crazy.
I think it's dope. I think it's
I think it's sick.
I hope I love to see my Latinos winning. Even though he says he's not Dominican, but that's a whole nother story. But she's not wrong. Again, I think it's dope. People don't notice, but A-Rod is a fucking juggernaut in the corporate world.
We just had it on our small thing versus because somebody was trying to argue with me who's more fucking powerful, J-Lo or A-Rod. I'm like, do you know what Alex Rodriguez has been doing besides baseball? His best friend is fucking Warren Buffett. Like, this dude is a titan when it comes to money. He's gonna be, in that upper echelon of, let's say, the Michael Jordan, and not so much as the play, but the off the field, finance game that homeboy is running. Because, man, if he becomes officially, like, let's say he becomes the head guy of the Timberwolves, bro, billionaire in no time.
I think he's already there now.
That's what I said. I couldn't believe when I looked him up. He's not a billionaire.
Again, I think it's just people whatever they recorded.
Right. Because I know we were saying that because he signed two $250 million contracts. Right there, that's $500 million, and he has mad equity in real estate. Right, like, come on. I don't know. A-Rod is cheap as fuck. I know he's not, and he's getting paid from ESPN.
And he gets bread from. He owns gyms. He has a gym chain around the whole country. So he got shit. And he's on Shark Tank. He's been on Shark Tank to I fuck with him, man. I hope. Yeah, I was pressing buttons, Pretzel.
I know, I seen that. I was about to say something like, yeah, fucking Hollow fucking pressing buttons fucking shit up over here. God damn.
But I think it's dope. I think it's that team, hopefully they take it to the next level. And sneaky, they might relocate them.
Oh, I like this hot take. Where do you think they would go? Because wherever the fuck they at sucks. Nobody watches the Timberwolves. No one's cared about the Timberwolves since Kevin Garnett, excuse me. And so Minnesota, just because I have to check my brain.
I'll keep it stacked. Maybe Las Vegas.
Ooh, my God. And one of my insiders,
Oakland A's.
The NBA is headed over there. Everybody's going to start going to Vegas. Now with the NFL moving the needle, he even thinks MLB.
Yep, they said the Oakland A's might be going to the thing. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. No, Minnesota's cold. It's rainy. It sucks. I think it should move it. I think you last bottom in the league in attendance all the time. Like you should put teams where they should be. A team also needs to go back to Seattle. The Seattle Supersonics were fire. The Seattle crowd.
Bro, they made fucking soccer popular.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck? Same thing for Portland. I would even consider putting a spot in Portland. Right?
Oh, they have the Trailblazers there already.
I got you, but I'm talking about, okay, so who's that baseball team? Any baseball team?
No. There's no baseball
team. Basketball team?
The Blazers, the Portland Trailblazers.
Sorry, a football team.
No.
Nothing either. Right, so I'm just saying, like.
Well, they got the Oregon Ducks. That's the big thing, college town.
I'm just joking. Nike's up there. Maybe that's enough. But I'm just saying the Pacific Northwest makes noise. So for sure, getting a team back in Seattle would be fire. I mean, I don't know what's up with the Mariners. No one really gives a fuck about them. But it could also be that the team stinks. I mean, the project of Robertson Cano was terrible.
Terrible. He should have never left. He should have been a Yankee forever. But I understand not giving him that money.
I agree too. And that's the thing now, right? Look at Pujols. Pujols just hit free agency, right? Like, I was just talking to shout out to Manny. We did a show together. You can't really justify that money
unless it begins a chip, one chip. The money isn't justified.
The only person who made the money right now in our close mind frame, Mookie Betts was worth every dollar. Outside of that, it hasn't really been anybody else.
And A-Rod,
right? And Tatis now is gonna have Tatis gonna have to wait. He's gonna have to try to bring one home. If he doesn't bring one home, that was a waste because Bryce Harper's contract was a waste, right? That dude that they played massively in Baltimore, he ain't do jack shit.
Oh, Manny Machado took him out.
No, it was another guy. It was an outfielder. I forget what his name is. How about Giancarlo Stanton? That was ridiculous. Marlins didn't get anything, and the Yankees ain't getting shit out of that either.
I know,
So,
man. And he's always hurt. So hopefully he could finish the season.
I know.
He's always yoked.
All right.